Are you ready to get the hydrofacial glow? Loved in 87 countries across the world. It's not a facial, it's a hydrofacial. Now available across the UK. Visit hydrofacial.co.uk to find your nearest location.
If you listen to the lyrics are terrifying.
Yes.
I mean, like Rockabye Baby on a treetop, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall down on the kid's head. I mean, first of all, what's this kid doing up in the tree in the first place?
Hi.
Hey!
How is
Oh
it?
gosh. Yes,
What?
yes. I am just so excited. I'm just so excited. Sorry, I've just, well, I'll tell you in a minute why I'm excited. Carry on.
That's very ominous, isn't it? Very ominous for Dee to sit there. I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
And then say nothing.
I wonder what she's excited about.
Yeah, maybe tell us now, Dee. We're not going to wait.
Okay. I am excited because we have got the most amazing guest. I'm the biggest fan of this man. He's got the best vocal range in the business, and he's had hit records over here. Oh my goodness, it's Dean Friedman.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hi, Dean.
Hey!
Welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies. Nice to see everybody. Thanks for having me.
Great to see you, Dean. Dean, it's just such a privilege and an honor, and so exciting that you've flown into our nest. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. I've been having adventures out here on the road. I got here about almost 2 weeks ago, and so I finally adjusted to the time zone. It takes me about that long to kind of reorient myself to where I am.
What about the weather?
Well, I have to say, this whole thing about climate change, for better or for worse, it seems to have improved the weather here. I've had blue skies and sunny days since I hit the road, and that makes driving a pleasure. So
Good.
even though it's the wrong side of the road, it's been
It's the right side of the road
stretch
for us, though. It's the right side of the road for us.
Yes, but it's the left side.
Of course. I just
Dean.
switch my brain a little.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're all fans, and absolutely adore. I think I was listening to your latest album, actually, American Lullaby, and your vocal range is so extraordinary. I mean, it's just mind blowing, and I love the lyrics. I love everything about it. But apparently, you were very creative in lockdown, weren't you?
Well, like everyone else in the world, life changed on a dime, although I guess, turn on a dime. Well, I guess it would be a 10 pence piece over here, but, and I was about to start a 40 city UK tour and had to spend a week on the phone rescheduling all the dates. But I got a camera and I started doing Zoom concerts. At first it was a little strange, but I really grew to appreciate the strange kind of intimacy in a Zoom concert, because normally at a live concert, you see people in the front row, but then it gets a little fuzzy towards the back. Well, in a Zoom, as you see everybody up close. You see right into their bedrooms and living rooms. You see their pets hopping up and down on their laps. And so there was a strange intimacy about it, and it kept me connected to the audience.
Yes.
Allowed me to try out new material for the new album. And it did, by virtue of not being able to tour, it gave me more time to engage with the songs for the new album and more time to produce it in my basement studio, to record it than in all of my other studio albums, since I started recording. And that was a pleasure to be able to get closer to reaching the image that I had, what I was hoping to achieve on the album. And so I'm really pleased with the results, and it's been getting a really nice reaction. So I'm grateful for that.
Yes, it's a fabulous album, and the lyrics are extraordinary. And I know you've touched on some very important issues of things that have been going on in the States and all over the world. And I'm not going to spoil it for people, but there is some really great and humor. And as you said, some of them are quite hard hitting, but sort of surrounded by gentleness and beauty, which is fabulous.
Well, thank you. I knew I was dealing with difficult material. I mean, the inspiration was when I woke up one day and discovered that a bankrupt real estate developer from New York and known money launderer for the Russian mafia had become president of the United States. And there's no, I can't overstate how mind-boggling this was. So my reaction as a songwriter was to try and sort of understand it by writing songs about that and everything that happened subsequently, all the crazy stuff that we've endured, including the lockdown and, you know, what used to be called the pending or looming climate crisis, but was now no longer looming or pending. Our polarized politics and the culture wars. But I wanted to balance it with, you know, some whimsy and humor, not to terrify people. And I finally found a framework to do that, which is that of a lullaby. Because if you think about a lullaby in every culture around the world, one curious thing they have in common is that as parents are sort of rocking their babe to sleep, singing them a sweet, soothing melody in gentle tones. If you listen to the lyrics are terrifying. Yes. I mean, like rockabye baby on a treetop, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall down on the kid's head. I mean, first of all, what's this kid doing up in the tree in the first place? And how is that a way to put a kid to sleep? But it dawned on me that this is a universal yearning by parents to instill crucial, critical, life-saving information to the next generation. And so I adopted that as my model for the new album, is that I had some serious things to report and to express, but I didn't want to send people running off into the hills. So I tried to do it in a way that had some balance and warmth and humor. And so far the reaction has been that I got close to achieving that goal.
Fantastic.
Fabulous.
I want to talk to you about a little duet you had with Gabby Roslin.
Oh, yes, please do.
I'd love to hear about that because she's a friend of all of us. And just tell us about that. How that's
Well,
done.
she's a doll. And what happened is I started getting reports from friends in the UK saying, Dean, there's some strange stuff going on this morning TV show, Big Breakfast. And I had no idea what they were talking about. But finally, they sent me some tapes of it. And Gabby Roslin so sweetly and bravely confessed to being a fan of my music. Which I really appreciated. But the TV crew really made a whole big thing about it. They started wearing Dean Friedman mustaches and Dean Friedman hair. Now, I don't even know what Dean Friedman looks like. But it built up into a weekly extravaganza until finally they invited me to the studio to surprise Gabby for the holidays. And they hid me in a giant Christmas box outdoors on this set of the Big Breakfast studio. This was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And they said, now just climb into the box and hide there for just a few minutes. And Gabby will open the box. You'll jump up and surprise her. Well, they put me in the box. I swore they forgot about me. It seemed like I was there for hours, kneeling down in the dark in a box on the set. And that's one of those moments in your life where it gives you pause. It thinks, what exactly did I do to wind up here at this point in time? Anyway, Gabby opened the lid of the box and I jumped out to surprise her. And of course, I'd been in the dark all that time and I was totally blinded by the TV lights. I couldn't see anything. Gabby screamed, justifiably so, when some guy jumped out of the box. But then she very sweetly and graciously joined me to sing Lucky Stars, that duet, and we had a lovely time.
So you're on tour here, aren't you now? Tell us, where can we see you? How's it going? Tell us everything.
Well, you know what? I am touring up and down all over the United Kingdom and Ireland, and I'm coming to Leicester and Harpenden and Teddington and Northampton and Swansea
Everywhere.
and Penchurch. Reading. In fact, yes, if you go to my website, deanfriedman.com, you'll see my full itinerary. And I'm pretty much playing everywhere.
We'll put that on our info. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And then I wind up at the end of the summer in August. I'm doing a run at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is my
brilliant.
favorite place to be.
Fantastic.
I would love
and
to
I'm
see
doing
you. I love it though. You've done it before though, haven't you?
This will be a 18th or 19th run at the Fringe, and
Wow.
it's always so inspiring.
Just a few times.
You know what it is that usually, and you folks know this, if you're a performer or any type of an artist, it's easy to feel like a fish out of water in the regular world. But for 3 weeks up in Edinburgh, it's besieged by performers and artists of every ilk, taking creative chances, expressing themselves, and you can't help but be inspired. And so I make it a point of going back when I can, and really looking forward to performing there again.
Whereabouts are you going to be in Edinburgh? Which place?
I'm performing at a lovely church, the St. Andrew's and St. George's West. It's on George Street. And it's, again, all the info is on my website in the gig section. It's got lovely acoustics, and it's got a beautiful grand piano that's in tune. And so I've played there the last few years, prior to the lockdown, and really looking forward to getting back there and to share my songs with what's always an appreciative audience.
Lucky Stars, I think for all of us of a certain age, it is kind of an anthem, isn't it?
Well, it's funny. When I delivered that to the record company I was on, they didn't want it on the album. They said, Dean, you're a solo acoustic artist. What do you want to put a duet on this record for? And at the time, there were not a lot of duets in pop music, but there's always been a long tradition of duets in country music, which, I used to drive a taxi and listen to a lot of country music on the radio. And, that's, in some ways, Lucky Stars is sort of my pop version of a country duet, filled with, marital strife and jealousy and squabbling and, all that drama. But I think why folks embraced it the way they did is that it tells a really familiar story that pretty much any couple has experienced when confronting just a hint of jealousy from someone seeing an ex. And, so both parties are kind of maybe, they're well-intentioned but oblivious to their own, reactions and emotions to things. But at the end of the day, they figure out that what they think about things is not as important as how they feel.
Exactly. Well, it was lovely. And I remember you with that gorgeous curly hair and moustache playing the piano. You were a real hero. I bet you had a lot of pop fans. Girls still actually done that go up, and now you're a silver fox.
Well, what can I say? I do what I can, and I'm, even though it's kind of a schlep to get across the pond and get here, and I'm grateful to be able to get on stage and share my songs with what's always a really appreciative and enthusiastic audience. And in fact, this tour more so than ever, I think people are really grateful to be out and about and sharing space with, in a community environment. And, as a songwriter and a performer, that, in the tradition of troubadours, that's a really big part of my job. And, and my, I guess, my trade or calling, whatever you have, to share these songs and stories with as I say, what's always an appreciative audience. So,
Dean, your first hit was Lucky Stars, wasn't it?
Well, my first hit was Ariel, but that was in the States.
Yeah.
And then I delivered the second album. My record company, again, this is just an indication of how clueless they were. They were really angry at me for the second album. They said, Dean, you turned into a spoiled artist. You didn't listen to anybody. And they wanted something more acoustic like the first album. But I just walked out of that meeting scratching my head. Fortunately, Lucky Stars entered the charts a week later, and then kept racing up to the top. And those record company executives are still scratching their heads. They don't understand what happened. But I was glad to be done with them at the end of the day.
Are you writing a few more songs for us now? Are you going to play something for us?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Please.
Sure. I'll play something from an earlier album. Although this time of day, I can't guarantee that I'll hit all the notes, but I'll do my best.
We don't judge. We don't.
Exactly.
I'm gonna find me a cave and to shut myself in and not come out again. Gonna stay there till I rot in my grave. If someone comes and knocking, I just won't let them in. Oh, a woman of mine picked a mighty fine time to tell me that you're on your way. Now that I'm out of my mind, tell me how the hell I'm ever gonna make it to another day. Well, baby, there's just no way. I'm gonna rob me a bank, gonna get myself arrested and go to jail. Spend the rest of my life in a tank. If someone tried to help me, I refuse the bail. Oh, a woman of mine picked a mighty fine time to tell me that you're on your way. Now that I'm out of my mind, tell me how the hell I'm ever gonna make it to another day. Well, baby, there's just no way. I'm gonna go in my room, turn off all the lights and crawl in bed like a caterpillar in a cocoon. Hold my breath and make believe I'm dead. Oh, a woman of mine picked a mighty fine time to tell me that you're on your way. Now that I'm out of my mind, tell me how the hell I'm ever gonna make it to another day. Baby, there's just no way.
Amazing.
Your notes were fantastic.
Sensational.
Amazing. Thank you, Dean, so much. You're just a legend, and we're looking forward to seeing you live.
Did you want to hear the ukulele song?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I'd love to share this other song with you. It's from the new album, American Lullaby. And even though the album deals with a lot of serious subjects, I feel it's incumbent upon us to still celebrate things, even in difficult times, to celebrate things that need to be celebrated, to find joy where you can. So this is a birthday song. It's my update to Happy Birthday. The Hill Sisters were two kindergarten teachers who wrote the original Happy Birthday 125 years ago. So I thought it might be time for an update. It's about time
we had another one, isn't it, really?
That's what I thought. I'm not sure this is actually going to be adopted, but I'll give it a try. And anyone got a birthday coming up soon?
Well, we have, don't we, Harriet?
Yes, I've just had one, Dean, and these two have got birthdays coming up, both Gemini.
So just say yes.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm a Gemini too, and so this is a happy birthday song for all you good folks. Oh, you must have had a lot of ambition and emission on a mission. You must have been a real good swimmer to beat out all the competition. Just like Rocky Balboa, you whooped all the other spermatozoa. And it's a good thing it all worked out that way, or you wouldn't be able to be here to hear us sing today. We're really, really glad that you were born. You know, it's wonderful to hear you survived another year. You're like a great big box of buttered popcorn. We really, really love you. We can't get enough of you. We celebrate this so special day. You must have looked so cute in your birthday suit. The doctor took one look and said, "Oy vey, you must have made your mama shout the moment you popped out. And no sooner than you let out your first cry, they could tell that you were blessed and destined for success. And even if that last line was a lie, still they thought you were kind of sweet. So in the end they decided to keep you. We're really, really glad that you were born. You're really quite unique. Can't help but pinch you on the cheek. And like the mythological unicorn, there's nobody quite like you. That's why we really, really like you. So blow out all the candles on your cake. Enjoy a great big plateful and remember to be grateful. Because even though you were most likely a mistake, somehow you made it through. And that's how we got you. Remember, even though you're 1 year older, in spite of all the things you did, you're still just a kid. So if you ever need a shoulder to cry on, we'll be happy to be of assistance, except for, you know, social distancing. We're really, really glad that you were born. You really ought to give thanks that your dad wasn't shooting blanks. So ring the bell and toot your horn. Dance around and jump and shout. And don't forget to thank your mom for pushing you out. Happy birthday!
Oh,
That is sensational. Thank you.
amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Dean.
It's been a pleasure.
And it has for us too. Thank you so much, darling. We'll see
Lovely
you
to meet
soon.
you.
All right, take care.
Good luck with the tour.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, wasn't that sweet?
I am going to have that every birthday now is going to be played in the house. It has to be. It's
It
amazing.
has to be. It really does. Isn't he a legend? Amazing.
Yeah, lovely.
sensational.
Really
His
lovely.
voice.
What a lovely, lovely show.
Oh,
I really
know.
enjoyed myself.
Great start to the weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
just fantastic. And we've got to
I
go
know.
and see it.
We
Yes,
have
we
to.
have. Did you say it was in Teddington?
Yes, and
Yes.
Reading as well.
Yeah, not far, not far.
Yeah, not far at
But
all.
all over the country. So it'll be on our website where he is. So please
Yeah.
have a look. Yes, and we'll see you on Monday. Do you think Sherry will be back?
Not Monday,
On Tuesday, I mean.
Not Monday, Tuesday.
We'll see you on Tuesday with Sherry.
Who knows? It
Ooh.
depends whether Dee thinks she's still been taken away by aliens.
It depends if
Or
they
maybe
bring her
she's just
back.
gone on a spa day, darling. She's having some lovely cocktails somewhere. That would be
Yeah.
a sensible idea.
With the alien or without.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.